I am currently right here at Horse Thief Lake. I'm going to jump on this trail here heading towards the Grizzly Bear Trail. And I guess this is the Horse Thief Trail. Then I'm going to come on to here, which is about 2 miles into it. Then hit that Grizzly Bear Trail, which is a grizzly. She's a lot of vertical gain heading up towards Harney Peak. Guess they changed the name after Black Elk Peak. But Harney Peak is the way I learned it. So following this grizzly trail up to this junction here. I probably won't go up to the peak, been there many times. So then I get a decision to make, and my goal is to follow the trail through here over to the Lost Cabin Trail, follow that all the way around, get down here by Willow Creek Trail, connect over here a little bit on trail number 9, and then follow that all the way back to here. Now here I got a little bailout if I'm just shot and can't handle it. I could get over to the highway and come around the lake back to my car. But the whole idea of this is to get a workout for Pikes Peak double. So I'll probably follow the Centennial Trail along here back to where I'm starting and get to my truck. So that loop, we'll find out, be 15 to 20 miles, I'm not sure. And lots of vertical gain and loss. That's the whole general idea. I'm here at Horse Thief Lake. Just drove up through Keystone and past Mount Rushmore. And today's training run is going to be certainly challenging and interesting. So I might take this camera with me, and it'll give me something to do because I'm going to be out there for a long time. I got to get all my gear in that pack. Now I'm doing something that I don't normally do. Today I'm experimenting with doing all kinds of carbo fueling and other food-like substances because of what David Roche pulled off at the Leadville 100. Maybe I'll talk more about that on the trail. Right now I better quit jabbering and get this stuff on. Well, here we go. Took me a little while to figure out how to stash all this fuel in my pack. And we're getting this party started. We're going to go right up here to the Black Elk Wilderness area and get this long training run going. Beautiful weather. And we'll see how I do on this. Well, I already filmed the inside of my pocket, of course. That's a waste of footage, but I do it every time. just getting started and I fell inside my pocket. Gotta remember to shut the camera off. Along the way, just gonna take some clips and shots and probably have some comments for folks that haven't been on this trail before. This intersection if I make my entire loop is where I'll come back. It's right there. Kind of nice section here. Still not very far into this, but going slow by design. Thought I'd stop here for a little memorabilia. This is where Tammy and I camped the first time we went backpacking to practice with 2 dogs, and that was our cooking rock. Right now it's going to be my rock to change clothes because it's warming up and I got too warm of clothes on. Got to switch to my summer gear. It's going to get warm when I get up in that sun. Boy, that was a good move to switch out of that warmer shirt that I'll probably wear up Pikes Peak, but not today. Got into this lightweight hoodie. So now we're gonna climb for a while before we get to the Grizzly Bear Creek. Not even to the Grizzly Trail yet. Been going uphill for a long ways already. But that's why I'm here today. Pikes Peak is not gonna let me off the hook easy. I have to do some things to prepare myself. Thought I'd pause just to film this. There'll be a lot more scenery, but what the heck. I wasn't going to bring this camera, but I decided it'd probably keep me company and give me something to do. Thought I'd pause here. I'm going to do that a little bit on this trip. Just pause and get some shots like that. I just came running down this trail here. I'm now at the junction here of the Grizzly Creek Trail and Centennial Trail, Horse Thief Lake Trail. So I've going to be heading up here, and I have already violated what I was trying to accomplish. Today I'm trying to practice something I don't do, is taking on fuel, and I decided I'd do it every 2 miles. Well, I'm past that already, but I took on some gel at the car, so I'm going to eat a gel here shortly and continue on. So I'm going to try to take gels or some sort of fuel in every 2 hours to see if that helps. I just said every 2 hours. That's not my plan. I'm already delirious. No, my plan is to take on fuel every 2 miles and see how that goes. And see if it helps me get through this. As you can tell by the scenery, I don't know what that was in the bushes, by the scenery, I'm now on the Grizzly Trail, and it is grizzly. We're going to go up a bunch. Nice country. Right there is Harney Peak Tower. I'm going to go up real close to that. I probably won't go to the tower today. Don't want to go up by all the tourists, but hard to see. But there's the lookout tower at Harney Peak. It's amazing to me is this Grizzly Trail just keeps climbing, and I'm going to climb for a while. I'm even going to hit some switchbacks up here in a little bit. And then the amazing part is after the switchbacks, and we climb, who knows, 500 to 1,000 feet, then that's where I'll be resupplying my water way up high up there. And I think it's the Grizzly Bear Creek, so that'll be good that it's there. Again, kind of amazing that I'm going to be up there, and that's where my water supply is going to be, we hope. I'm about halfway up these tight switchbacks here, and then I'll be coming up on my water source. Kind of, I don't know, not intimidating anymore because I've done it so many times. When I look up like that, I know that I'm going to be above that within an hour. Seems high. Maybe you can hear it, but we're coming up on my water resupply area. Gonna take a minute to fill up on water. Well, this is right after my water stop, and I know from past experience we're about to go up, 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 and then when I think I'm almost done going up, we're gonna go up some more. Still climbing. I know this video is going to be kind of long and very boring for some people. Kind of what motivated me to not leave the camera in the car today was a couple of things. This morning, I watched someone's documentary of their experience on climbing Mount Everest. And I was thankful that they shared that experience with me. Here's a mud hole. I don't think I wanted to use that water though. I was thankful that they shared that experience with me because I'll probably never be able to do that. So my hopes is that a few people enjoy my tour here of my training run. It's not to show how great I am, because I'm certainly not. Tammy's always said to me that her mom likes watching my videos. So, hi Julie, if you're watching this, big shout out to Julie. So, Tammy always said her mom likes watching these, and one of the reasons is that she maybe won't be able to do this. She gets to see the scenery, excuse me, about croaked scenery that I get to see. So that's that. And of course, I'm still climbing. Just came up from down there, hard to describe. And still going that way, but we're getting up above that stuff I was hiking in down there earlier. Okay, I made it to the top of Grizzly Bear Creek Trail. If I came from down there, if I was gonna go here where those folks are going, that would take me over to Little Devil's Tower, Poet's Table, and eventually Sylvan Lake. Not doing that. I'm going to take a right and get up to the trail that takes me a different way. This looks nice, doesn't it? If I was to tell you that I was done going uphill, I'd be lying, because here we go again. But not so bad. We're getting close. The next trail is the trail. Another shot of the backside of Mount Rushmore. And the view clear out to the prairie, I hope. We're almost up to this trail junction. Okay, made it to here. And I'm gonna not go up there. That'd take you to Harney Peak. It's probably a couple hundred feet vert, and I don't know, not very far. I'm going down this way to find the Lost Cabin Trail. That intersection back there is about 6 miles into this journey. Who knows how much vert? I'll have to look it up when I get back. I'm currently on what I call the tourist trail for a while till I get to the Lost Cabin Trail. I call it that because there's a lot of tourists on this one. It was surprising to me on how many people were hitting on trail number 4 over there, heading towards Little Devil's Tower. That was interesting. That's kind of the long way back. So a lot of good ambitious people out today. When you're up on top of Little Devil's Tower, you wonder why they call it Little Devil's Tower, but from this view you can see why. Those are people on top of it there. after a steady dose of uphill, as you know from watching the video this far, now I had a steady dose of downhill. Went down that tourist trail, it's over to my left, running parallel here, till I got to where I'm at, which is the Lost Cabin Trail, which is really nice because there aren't going to be many people here. The other one is highly trafficked by tourists from Sylvan Lake. We like this area. We camp up here a ways sometimes. Well, it's been a long time, but we used to. So now I gotta navigate this Lost Cabin Trail, and it's gonna be a ways. I'm not quite 3 hours into this, and I'm doing pretty good. I've been doing a good job of doing my fueling. That's a whole new thing to me, and it seems to be helping. Speaking of that, I better eat something again pretty soon. This area right here, way back, probably 12 years ago, when her and I went on our backpacking trip on this loop, we named this area the Jurassic Park entrance, probably because it looks like it would be a good spot here to have a gate. At any rate, that's what we call Jurassic Park area of this hike. Story about that is I'm trying to recreate the loop of that backpacking trip we went on, and by the time we got to way back there, we were shot. And I had this dream of camping up here by the Lost Cabin Trail somewhere. And Tammy was a trooper. She was just gassed. And we got through here, and somewhere up ahead here, I don't know if I'll find it right now, there was a flat spot, and there's water over here to the left. So I said, gosh, we can just stop and camp here. And she said, no, let's keep looking for that spot. And we did, and lucky for me, we found a good spot to camp that night, and it's one of our favorite little spots we've camped on. So anyway, somewhere up in here, I was telling her, let's just stop this, and she wanted to push on, so we did. Really a nice area here. Too bad most people don't go here. For them, good for me, peaceful. The training method I'm using today is when I learned my first time at Pikes Peak, and that is to run until it's too hard, and then walk until it's too easy. So I'm combining that with the eating contest. I'm trying to get myself to eat carbs in the form of mostly gels every 2 miles or so, to see if it helps me keep going on this super long run. So far, it feels pretty good. Got a long ways to go yet, though. I don't even think I'm halfway yet. Lots of good scenery. Should be another water stop up here for me pretty soon. Oh, this is a nice section. Can't see it good from here, but right back in there used to be a little lake. It's even on my National Geographic map. Creek still runs through there. You can see the dam right along there, hopefully, but don't know what the story is. It looks like it was intentionally or washed out, and the creek goes through over on the other side of that, what used to be the dam. Anyway, that area back in there used to be a little lake. If anybody knows anything about the history of that, and you've watched this video this far, well, leave a comment about it. That'd be really interesting to see what that little lake was all about, because it was definitely a man-made little lake, and now it's not there. The creek just runs by. Oh, that's right over here. I'm on the Lost Cabin Trail, is where that little ancient lake was. Just came off the Lost Cabin Trail. That little ancient lake is right there. This trail goes up to Sylvan Lake. Excuse me. Up to Sylvan Lake. Palmer Gulch Creek is where I'm heading. Hopefully get to trail number 9. And sometime today make it back to my truck. But I'm gonna have pretty nice running here for a while, so let's get with it. Okay, little trail talk story time. Give a little history on why in the world I'm doing this loop. I first did this loop, I ran it back when I was in my early 40s, and I was a pretty good runner then. I was training for the Pikes Peak ascent, actually. Maybe the marathon. Anyway, I ran it a lot faster than I am now, and had that in my memory bank. Then the next step of this course is Tammy and I decided that we needed a good training course for our backpacking adventure that we were going to undertake to go into the Cloud Peak wilderness area. So, you know, your memory doesn't remember how far things are, how hard they are. But so I came up with the brainy idea that we ought to backpack this course, this loop, and camp halfway and then backpack back to the car the next day. Well, pretty good idea. The problem is that as time goes by, you forget things. Tammy says it's like a woman giving childbirth. After a little while, you think it's a good idea again. So I told her we ought to do this, and it was brutal because we weren't experienced with backpacks. This was when I was about 58 or 59 years old, and 12 years ago or whatever it is. And she had never carried a backpack except for one practice night we did about 2 miles. So, but anyway, we did this is a nice area. Anyways, we did that backpacking trip, camped back there somewhere, you know, where I was talking about that lake, somewhere in that vicinity, and she slept through the nastiest storm I've ever been in. I was awake, man, I was freaking out, thinking our tent was going to leak and we were going to get wet and cold. Anyway, she slept right through it, and then the next day we completed this loop. It was hard. It was probably a little more than we should have bit off, but we chewed it and we did it. And today I'm doing that same old thing. I'm gonna bite off a chunk and see if I can chew it up, because I am past the point of no return. Nice area. Not too many people go on this trail. The horse people use it sometimes because there's water. Again, it's interesting to me that there's water clear up here. Probably at 6,000 feet here at this point, or maybe higher. Hit this uphill and decide good time to walk again. And I was thinking of a story that
Reminded me of my little brother Lee. I think it was him. Because I'm pretty sure past the point of no return. Because I'm doing a big loop and I'm probably past halfway. So I'm kind of committed. And a few years back, I think he was doing the Mystic Mountain Run, which is a loop. And he says, I got this figured out. He says, if I get to halfway and it seems too far, I'll turn around and go back. He's got a good sense of humor. So I think I'm beyond the turn around going back phase on this one. Well, got up over that little pass. One thing, back down in there, it was real smooth sailing, nice and level and not technical at all, just a nice clean trail. One thing I've learned about the Black Hills, if you want nice, smooth, flat, level trails that aren't technical, you're in the wrong place. This is about as good as it gets right here. Well, down there was as good as it gets because it was for a while. This is going to change. Now we're going to go downhill steep. So that's why I'm on this hill. I wish I'd learn how to shut off the camera. We're getting around to the north side of the mountain. Get some pretty good views out this way. Getting a little bit of color. Everything seems pretty dry. We could use a little moisture, I think. I better pay attention. Pretty technical here. That last section falls under the category that Tammy and I often talk about when we're boulder scrambling. It falls into the section of when it gets really hard, it isn't going to make it filmed or onto the video. That last section was something that is just necessary evil when you climb this hill, is you got to go down. And when you go down, some spots are very steep, very rocky, very technical, and not the time to be talking to a camera, or you'll end up face planted. What I should do, if I was smart, nobody is going to accuse me of that though. What I should do is break these poles out and use them on this downhill grind. Whoops, about bit it. And use them as another 2 points more of contact. But I'm trying not to, because the Pikes Peak Marathon doesn't let you have poles. So I'm trying to strengthen my knees on this downhill grind. Oops, I better not do this. Yeah, this is an example of what I shouldn't be filming. I should be paying attention. I'm doing two things, trying to eat a goo and run and see film. Two things. Oh God. Been out here a while. Quite some time ago, I was clear over on the other side of there, and I pointed up at Harney Peak. It was a long ways away. Then I went up and around and came on the other side of Harney Peak, which is right there. There's the tower again. And then I went way around on the Lost Cabin Trail, and here I am. And I'm going to end up way back over there. So pretty ambitious day. I'm not quite 11 miles into it. Got a long way to go. Finally got off of that brutal downhill stuff. Now I can do something that sort of resembles running for a while, I think. Still going down, but not that real harsh bouldery thing. And I think, just as a kind of to improve the spirits, I think I'm getting close to the horse camp, and that's still a long ways to go to the car, but you just eat an elephant one bite at a time. I am here. I started here, followed this trail all the way to here, went up to here, then I went down to the Lost Cabin Trail, and boy, this was hard going down here. Now I'm here at Palmer Creek Horse Camp. I have to get to here. I went, I don't know how far, probably 11 miles. I got a long ways to go yet. So, do not want to go that way. Want to continue on the Lost Cabin Trail where I have been. That was exhilarating. I like having this hoodie up because it keeps the sun off my neck and air goes in and out of there and kind of cools me. But what wasn't fun is when I don't know if it was a bee or a hornet or something got in there and was buzzing around, and I was panicking to get that thing off my head. So whoever it was flew away, madder than hell, and I escaped with no bite, no sting. Made it to the horse camp. Now I gotta find my connection to trail number 9 over here. I think I know where it is. I could get a little lost. If I wasn't honest, there's some nice Powerade and Gatorade over there. I'm honest though, I'm not gonna do that. Up here somewhere I gotta find a creek and refill on my water supply. So when I get through here, it's a matter of getting from here a couple of different ways, but getting from here to Horse Thief Lake. Okay, I'm now at the Willow Creek Horse Camp, and I can take either this trail or this trail. This one's a little longer, but it's I think I'll hopefully go that way because there's water, and then I'll get my way back. This is my last chance for water, so I better take it even though there's people here. Kind of a nice meadow here. Sure glad, very glad there was water at that last stop. I would have made it, but it wouldn't have been as much fun. That spot was almost dried up. Usually has a lot more water than that. But I got my 2 flasks full, and I'm certainly going to have enough water to finish this out. Still got a ways to go. I'm about 14 and a half miles into this. Here comes our intersection. If you go straight here, you'll end up back at the horse camp. We want to get here on number 9 for just a little bit, and then head over towards Horse Thief. Well, getting warmer. Sure is dry out, but living the dream. My fueling experiment went pretty good, I think. And speaking of fueling, these little babies are my new favorite. I ordered them because of David Roche said that he used this, and I got on the feed and ordered these. Oh my gosh, better deal. And also, they aren't sweet. They got the little tear things so you don't litter. They got like a sippy top so it doesn't come gushing out, and they're no big sweet flavor. They're just carbs that you need to keep going. So I'm gonna get some more of those. Awesome product. I was resisting taking on gels and goos and all that because they're so sweet and sugary and sticky, and ugh. If they tasted like potato chips, I'd like them, but I'm not that gooey, sweet, sugary guy. This is a home run, and there's some other products like it that I'm going to start using. I think it'll help me at Pikes Peak. Alright, that hike out of the horse camp up to here was not made out of milk toast. I guess that's what I came here for, was a good workout. So if anybody else is trying to do this, you got to connect here and not go there if you're trying to do this loop I'm doing, because if you go there you'll end up back up at Harney Peak. So we're going to go here. Oh, it's a little easier. I haven't been filming much for quite a while because same story, when things get hard you don't film, and I've been doing just nothing but brutal downhill. Oh, I'll be good. I'm gonna be good to be done with the downhill today. This here ain't so bad, but oh my gosh, some of it's harsh. Never hear them helicopters. I think they're searching for me. Okay. So where the heck am I? I am here. I could go this way. I did that the other last week or two ago. My bolt body says put this horse in the barn and don't go that way. I'm gonna go this way. This trail, you know, if as my son would say, if I was going to be doing that, I'd be doing that right now. Well, I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to take this way over. The advantages are I get to see the lake on the way to the truck. Disadvantages, I'm going to be on the highway here for a little bit. But my knees and back are telling me, let's put this old horse in the barn. Well, my GoPro died. So I got the phone out. Just wanted to make a comment, and I do want to shoot the lake when I get there. I'm right at 18 miles, right as we speak, and there's a dang road that I'm gonna have to run beside for a little bit, and pretty happy that I'm able to jog at a pretty good pace yet, because I'm 18 miles in, and this certainly wasn't flat. Well, running on the road ain't fun. I got to run over trying to cross the road, but it'll get me down to the lake and then over to my truck. I could shortcut through the campground right there, but I want to go up and go by the lake, so I'll put up with the road for a little bit. See if we can get a little cliff jumping action in here. Maybe not. When Tammy and I did the Centennial Trail, we camped on that point over there, and we had this whole lake to ourselves. Maybe she'll catch a fish for us. Maybe not. Yeah, kind of fun finishing my running across or beside the lake. Kind of nice. Well, here we are, back where I started from. About 19.25 miles on my feet, over 7 hours. Accomplished what I set out to do today. Now I got to get home because Tammy went to the store and her car won't start.